Happy Tuesday! Thanks for joining me here. We are going to continue on the embroidery of the month, which is the fabric scissors pattern. So we're getting there. We are working on this handle up here, filling it with flowers. So it's just like this handle here. So we'll continue that today and probably get to some of this text as well. So thank you guys for joining me. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for the beginning crafter. And I'm here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, live here on Facebook and YouTube. And it's a time that we can relax and craft together. So I'm here for about an hour, and I work on projects from beginning to end, so you can be part of the entire process along the way and just come make stuff with me. All right, you guys, again, we are continuing the embroidery of the month. It is the fabric only scissors. Here's it finished. So we are going to finish that top handle tonight, and we'll start this text. I think by tomorrow we will be done. We will finish up all the stitching, and we'll be able to take off our stick and stitch stabilizer that we printed the pattern on. So the stick and stitch stabilizer will come off with water, and we will go through that whole process. That and how to quickly dry your design after you get it all soaking wet. I love this way to dry an embroidery. So we'll do that tomorrow as well. And tomorrow we will also prep this, the finished one, for machine quilting. So we decided last night that we'll practice some machine quilting on it. So I'll get some batting and another piece of fabric, and we will play around with some free motion stitching. I don't know, maybe some florals we were thinking. We'll just have fun and play around. Someone wanted to get into free motion quilting last night, and it sounded like a fun idea. So we will do that free motion quilting, just playing around on Thursday. So thank you guys for joining me. I'm going to flip you around. Let's get going here. Okay, so I have my iPad open again with the pattern. I've blown it up. So this is the pattern. This is what you get when you purchase the bundle. Also, if you purchase the pattern individually, you'll get the same pattern. And I have it opened up to the page that has the different stitches, and I'm just blowing it up so I can see what colors I do the flowers as. And then here is where we are at so far. So thanks again, everyone, for joining me. I'm going to just see where we're at. I'm going to page through the comments there. Oh, Tracy said she's behind. She's working on last month's. You don't have to feel like you're behind at all. It'll all get done. I'm not worried. All right, you guys. Let's take a look. So last night we did this whole handle so far. We ended up with these two, so we have two more colors, and I'm just looking at the piece here. I think let's do the pale pink. That color is called Petal. In my new embroidery, I have a new embroidery floss. It's called Pocket Skeins, and they're half-size skeins of embroidery floss, so they're 4 meters long instead of the 8. And they're just perfect for all of our little projects that we do here. So cute embroidery floss for some cute projects. I have some open already here. So let's get our, do I have any split already? I have my big mess of thread over here. Yeah, that looks like garbage. Oh, here looks like one. my pile of working floss next to me that I'll clean up when this project's done. But this looks like 3 strands ready to go. It looks like maybe I use this for something else. It's not quite as long as what I usually make things, but I think it'll be enough for these couple little flowers we have to do. All right. So I'm going to just use this little wax thread conditioner again. I think it's been just kind of a fun new to me tool that I'm using. It's the Wisecraft handmade thread conditioner. It's mostly beeswax, but it has a really yummy smell. This is the rainfall smell. And it just kind of coats the thread with some wax. It makes it easier to use. It makes it so the threads don't tangle as much. I'm really having a fun time with it. Okay. So we got, I'm just looking at the directions again. We have these two little mini petals there, this flower, and this flower. So I think, I don't know, I'm going to start with this flower, then I'll go down to these two petals, then I'll come back up at that flower, I guess. So let's weave in the ends. I always kind of like having a little map of my plan. So I'm not using knots again on the back of this, I'm just weaving in the ends. And it's that 3 times, so back and forth 3 times, and it's that 3rd time that kind of locks the thread in place. All right. Then let's start down here. Just making our cute little baby lazy daisy stitches. So lazy daisy stitch is basically a bunch of single chain stitches going around a center point. This is going around that dot. We'll put some of these green French knots in when we're done with these flowers. I think that's always fun. Some French knots. I am writing up the pattern for August. Right in the nick of time. I'm really excited for this one though. Next month, so that will be available August 1st, which I believe is Saturday. I know Shirley says, I can't believe it's almost August. Where did July go? I'm with you. Crazy. So yeah, so bundles and the pattern for this one will be available till the end of the month, so through Friday. I'm going to leave the mug, though. So I made a fabric scissors mug. I think it's behind me here. Or, yeah, so the fabric only as a mug. These mugs I will leave in the shop. Ugh, they're just so cute. So I'm hoping to make more of these as well. So keep your eyes out for some new mugs. I don't know if I'll have one right away in August, but we'll see. See what I can get done. Oh, Joe says she was supposed to be on a bus trip to Niagara Falls. Yeah. I'm glad you're staying behind. Yep, it is. It's no joke, you guys. John has some family. He has an aunt and uncle and a cousin who are positive with COVID right now. They just found out, and well, we just found out, I guess. I'm gonna just jump over here, and I don't know. It doesn't sound like they're doing all that well. So they got it from going to church. So just keep that in mind, you guys. And they're from a small town, so it's not just in big cities. It's everywhere, and it can, happen to anyone if they're not safe. So. No joke. All right, we're gonna have. Am I gonna have enough floss? I might have just enough floss. Nope, not here in, oops, not here in Minneapolis. They're in North Dakota. All right, I'm gonna zoom. Where's this last one? Up here. Okay, so I gotta get my way up there. I think I'm gonna just cross over on this side. And flu season is gonna come up in no time too. It's just a cluster of crazy. But yeah, I've just noticed, like, with a lot of, it seems, family thinking that it's just not going to get to them, in the small Midwest towns, you know? But it is, it's there. Oh, Joe says a friend, stepson, and wife from North Dakota are sick from COVID too. Yep. Oh, geez. Rebecca, I'm really sorry to hear that. Ugh. Yep. Yep, I haven't really got permission from anyone to talk about this, so I'll probably stop in a second here, but his aunt is in the hospital right now, and his cousin, who is a young college student, very young, has been in and out of the hospital. And the uncle is basically done with it, but, is dealing with his wife and daughter in and out of the hospital. And so I appreciate your good thoughts. All right, done with that pink. We have one more flower color. Did I miss one down here? Oh no, that's the dark pink. So the dark pink is Garden Rose, and I got a clump of it here. Oh, I might have one started. Let's see. Oh yeah, here we got a couple strands of 3 started. All right, let's spread it through the thread conditioner. All right. Ooh, gosh, that smells good. Alrighty, let's, we got these 3, so I think I always try and map it out beforehand. I think we'll do this clump, we'll jump down to here, and then we'll crawl up here and get the rest. I think that's the least amount of jumping around. I really do like this pink. I think this is going to just finish this area off nice. I sometimes lose my orientation when I flip it around, so I need to go like right there, but then I'm like, oh wait, where on here was it? It's right here. Got these nice little pockets that I know it's somewhere in there. Joe, I think ours might be open, or it's open for, I have to dig into it more. It's open for pickups, and it wasn't before. And I always do, like, the pickups. Like I request a book and then I go pick it up. I mean, obviously it's been a while since I've done that, but I think they have that again. I'm not sure if it's open. For sure, if they are, it's mandatory mask. So on last Saturday, Minnesota passed, or I don't know what you call it. They made it that if you're indoors, you have to wear a mask. So anyone indoors must wear a mask. Although I've seen people showing around that people really aren't doing that. So and I have word from family in Wisconsin that people just hold their breath when they walk by you without a mask. So protecting themselves more than protecting you, I guess. Your library is distance only, no one inside. So I haven't checked. Everything changes so quick, so I'm not sure, but I'd love to. I miss all my things. I missed getting my, like, requesting a book, and then, like, months later, when it's my turn on the list, getting an email that it's ready for pickup. That's always fun. Haven't done that in a while. Oh, I miss swimming, but I definitely don't see when I'm going to be going back to the Y. The Y is apparently open. I don't know how they're managing that. That seems super high risk. First of all, I don't know how you're going to avoid people at the Y, and everyone is breathing very heavily, and I doubt, and it's a lot of older people too, and I'm sure a lot of them could care less about wearing a mask either. So I don't know how they're enforcing it there or whatever. And it's interesting. I like watching. This is just so silly, but I like doing it. I haven't done it in a while, but I like watching YouTube videos on swimming technique, and it just, it's interesting, to just learn from professionals and learn to just get better by, it's education, really, right? So I enjoy kind of watching those videos, and I always liked going to the Y the next day to test things out. But one popped up in my YouTube where it's like new protocols for swimming during COVID or whatever. So, like, this is like for college swimmers and professional athletes. I mean, they still got to train and stuff, right? They have what it looked like. It looked like full face covers. I don't know how they function, but they were full face masks. So imagine like goggles, but for your whole entire face. And then somehow they got to breathe in and out of them, like when they lift their head out of the water to take a breath. But I mean, you're already, swimming is already like a little bit claustrophobic, right? Because you don't want your head underwater when you need to take a breath. So to like, really be going and then really needing a breath, and to have that full mask on, which I'm sure they're not being able to breathe in like their full, big, nice breath that they usually can. I wonder how that's going. But I'm sure at the Y they're not doing that. They don't have their giant masks on like they're having professional swimmers and stuff do. So, I mean, I don't know. I think I'll stick to some at-home workouts for now, which I have not been great at doing yet, but we're getting there. We're getting into it again. Well, yeah. Just hoping that it's all temporary yet, and I'll just deal with life as it is right now, and later I'll be able to swim again. Oh, thanks, Kathy. And thanks, Rebecca. Yep. We're watching the updates. funny. I had a little loop in the back there yet. All right, we just have one more stitch of these petals. I keep rotating my hoop just so it's the most comfortable for me to make the petal. Like I like holding the thread away from the petal. So my thread kind of makes a loop around the petal. I like doing that, so I just kind of rotate the whole piece till my hand's comfortable. Alright, last little anchor stitch. There we go, looking cute. Alright, let's go back and, well, I'll weave in this end, but let's go get those little green dots in there. So, see the difference? This one has the French knots in. It's just that fun little extra green touch. I think it kind of brings in some of this green too, so it's just looks nice, I think. Yeah, what makes me a little nervous with, even if I would get COVID or whatever, and let's say I have no symptoms, let's just even say that, there's still the chance of something lingering there that can pop up later, like how like with chicken pox, it can go away, but then, you know, later in life you might get like shingles from the chicken pox. You know, we don't know what long-term things might be happening here, so I don't know. Not fun. I'll let it be though for now. And just smell smell the yummies instead. Alright, this was maybe too short. This was a piece laying around. I think I had a longer piece here. Ugh, should maybe use that. But let's see if we can do it with this smaller piece. The French knots do actually kind of take up a lot of thread, so we might be pushing it here, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, I'm just gonna, I don't know, go around the loop here. We'll start at the base, closest to the scissors, to the blades here. For no real reason other than it looked like I could go up and then hit this loop easily, so don't have to have a real rhyme or reason for where you start all the time. Okay. Get these guys done. So coming up on the one side of the dot, I always cross over, pointing the needle away from the fabric towards my hand. Wrap around twice. I hold those loops in place and shush this out of the way, and then I can point my needle back towards the fabric. And I go on the other side of the dot, so I'm like crossing over the dot. Then I pull those loops tight against the fabric and the needle, and then I just put my finger on those loops to keep them in place, and then I can pull the thread through. There, that looks nice. All right, let's cruise around, do the rest. Oh no, Luann says I've been trying for 26 minutes to floss my needle. Nails are too long. Try snipping the end, just so you have a nice clean end. That'll help. And then you can probably do the pinching method from the side. Like you could just pinch like, maybe that is a little hard. You could do like this. So like you could do, instead of having both fingers pointed up like this, you could do like your thumb on the side like this maybe, and then you'd only have one nail in the way instead of two. That might work. Barbara, mine is the same plan. Yes, Kathy, that's what I like about the green. Kathy says the green is so bright in the pinks. Yeah, and Barbara said my plan is to avoid it, meaning COVID, avoid it for the best I can for as long as I can. Uh-oh. Oh, got a little knot in there, but didn't affect my French knot. I think I got a little... Oh, yeah, the end just wrapped around a little bit, but it got away. Okay, see what I mean? My thread is getting short already, and I have a whole bunch more. Like, I need to make this loop to make the two little loops on the needle, and it's easier with a longer piece of thread. Oh, and you know what, you guys? I used the wrong color green on this too, so you can kind of tell. I'm using the lime green, that's the border. The lime peel is the name of it, but it's actually the lighter green. The lighter green that I'm actually going to use for this dashed line later, it's the celery green. I happen to be making it with the lime peel green, so we have two different greens happening here. Oh well. I think they're both kind of nice. This one's maybe a bit brighter. Oh, Luann, that's the worst. Luann says she's going to try that. Oh, that she's been trying that, and now she has to find her needle because it fell on the floor. Ugh. Time to take a lap around the house and come back and regroup. All right, 4 more here. I think it's going to be less thread than I like when making these once I get to the end there, so hopefully it all goes well. It is nice to use a scrap of thread, though, to get the job done. That's true. Barbara says different greens happen on real flowers, too. That's true. Oh, yes, Arloa is asking, are you getting a good response for the label on the quilt? Yes, you guys have some excellent ideas. Keep posting them. I'll probably print out all your comments and kind of like see, just, basically go down the list and start like laying it out basically based on your comments. So Arlo is talking about the koala quilt. Here's my last French note. The koala quilt, we're trying to figure out what should go on the label. So that's our group quilt that we all made koalas for that we're going to auction off. We need to make a label for it. We have a little koala, but, we should make we should make the text for it. I don't know. We'll probably just... I don't know if we'll if I'll write it in pen or if we'll stitch it or what yet. But first we got to figure out what the text should be. And so I posted in the Penguin and Fish Crafters group to see, a post where you guys could write what you thought, some things that could be on it, on the label. And they are really good. I do. It's so helpful. I'm very poor at... all that label stuff, so your suggestions are great, and I love them. So keep them coming. If you have an idea, go to that post in the Penguin and Fish Crafters group and add to it, and I will be printing them out or taking a screen grab of them all so we can kind of group it all together. Okay, done with the handles there. Yes, I love it. Okay, so let's do... Do I want to do the text first or these dotted lines, dashed lines? I don't know, I'm leaning towards the dashed lines right now, and we'll do that in the celery color for real now. It looks like, oh, here's a little scrap of celery. Not a ton, don't know how far this will get us, but it's a start. Okay, I'm going to use the rainfall again here, just because it's fun. Slide it through my finger, the one side just to get it going, and then through the rest. So let's map this out again, kind of how we did before. I'm trying to figure out a way, how can I get all of these done in like one pass, and not quite sure how I'll do that. I think I'll start on this inside bit here, come down to this, go back up here, then jump to this outer side, and then come back here and there, and then we'll probably be out of thread by then. And if not, I'll probably weave back and forth anyway, so I don't make a jump like this, and then we'll start back up down here. Okay, I think I got a plan. What'd I say? This one here. That's true. Amy says I always tend to do the text last, so I should just stick to the norm. Yep. Good plan. I don't know why I do that. Maybe the text feels like a finishing touch, but I don't know. But I do err on that side. Oh, now I want to come up on this side of it. Okay, so this is a running stitch. We talked about this a little bit last night. I mean, typically, like, the best type of running stitch is when you have your fabric a little looser and you can weave in and out like this. You can do a bunch of stitches all at once. I'll pull this through. Let's just get a little less slack. So you would do a bunch using the sewing method all at once, and then you'd pull through, and there's your running stitch. You got a couple stitches there already. It's just like a dashed line. That would be good in theory for this, but I kind of find for more accuracy, like if I want to get this exact spot where I drew these lines, I'm going to want to use the stabbing method, which is just straight up and down. It's not that weaving in way of doing it. And it's actually a little difficult to do that weaving, that sewing method when you have this stabilizer on here. It's even gets a little less accurate than I think because you have that extra layer. So I'm just going to go do the stabbing method, kind of how I was doing the back stitches. So I think technically this is not the ideal way to do a running stitch. The whole idea is that you can do them really quickly, all at once in one motion, get a couple stitches in one go. But we're just going to cover up these lines. That's true. I could always try machine embroidery too. Printing on fabric. Oh yeah, that's a good option. And there's always by hand. We'll have to decide how much longer we want to be doing stuff, because if we do a long, like like a lot of text, that'll be a lot of stitching and probably not the most enjoyable stitching. So maybe some way to print it. Yeah, I suppose you can print on fabric. I might have to figure that out a little bit. Actually, we could just design it and order it from like Spoonflower, like a text. Like I could write all the text on the computer and make it pretty and still have the physical koala embroidery, and then get like just like a little small swatch with it written on from Spoonflower. I mean, it would take a few weeks to get it, but maybe that would maybe be an easy way to do it. And what I'm afraid, if I print it on my own on fabric, like with, I don't know, some method where I can do that, I'm afraid it's not going to be as permanent as if I, get it from Spoonflower or something. Spoonflower is that online place where you can print your own fabric. Okay, I'm going to just jump up by weaving in the back here. So maybe we just do a Spoonflower label, and then we can make it pretty. Not that handwriting wouldn't be pretty, but that might be the easiest way, even if we have to wait a little bit. But then when we get the label, then we can sew the koala and the label onto the back. I think that sounds nice. But yeah, so maybe Friday we'll go through the text and figure out what we might want on it, and maybe design a little label. All right, this is finishing off this ribbon really nicely, I think. I like these little extra stitches. That's what I was thinking, Barbara, but that's a little bit what I'm worried about, is just how permanent that is. I think when you're using your own printer to print onto fabric, like if you like get it onto a piece of paper first, like tape your fabric onto paper and then you put it through your printer, I think you actually have to make it more permanent, I think you actually have to seal it with something, like seal it with some sort of medium when you're done, like some sort of spray or paint on some special medium so it becomes permanent. I think just the printing onto it itself is not all that permanent. Versus where I know Spoonflower's for sure is, the printers that they use, the fabric gets washed and heat set all in the same go. So it is permanent doing it through there. Okay, a couple more stitches up here. We have a pile of floss left, so I'll weave in the end and then I'll start it back up over here. Let's weave in the end and then we'll go down to the next spot instead of making a big leap down there. I suspect we are going to be playing some thread chicken if I use the same thread to try and complete this bottom area, but I think we'll get close. The nice thing about a running stitch is you can kind of guess how much thread you're going to use because you are just going in and out. So it's basically the length of the thread. You're not using up any thread with the backs of the stitches or anything. It's just the one thread going straight ahead through. So, all right, so I think we should be able to go around this whole piece. So let's think. Don't quite really know what the shortest route would be. I think I'm going to start here, and I'm going to go up to here, then come back down here, and then I think I'm going to go in the backs of the stitches here, and then come down and do these two, and then go in the backs of the stitches again, do these two, then these three, and then the backs of the stitches again, and get that last one. I think I'll have enough thread for all that. Sounds like a plan. Sounds like something. Let's give it a go. Oh, wait a sec. Oh yeah, I'm going to start down there. Yeah, that'll be good. If we can figure out that label on Friday, then I can order it. I like the spoonflower idea. And then when I get it in, we will stitch it up and it'll be easy peasy then. Quick and easy. Actually, it'd be fun to print up a couple more little like blank labels, and then if you guys wanted cute labels for your quilt, you could do some of those too. Oh, Rebecca's asking how many tats do I have? Just the one, just the kitty, the arm kitty. That's it. I walked away. Did you do the 3 stitches on the loop? Yep, the loop. This loop is done. So now I'm going up and trying to do this bit, kind of have it mapped out. Luann, keep us updated on how that goes. I'm worried about that too. Okay. Luann says that she has to go back and work on the 5th. Gosh, that is soon. Yeah, definitely keep us updated on how that whole deal is going down. Oh, the angle just looked like I didn't stitch it. Oh yeah, that's true. It's because well, the shadow's hitting it, and you can see a little bit of the black stitches underneath. That's why I'm excited to get this stick and stitch off, because then we'll get a real look at what all of our light colors are going to look like. All right, I'm going to zip through here. Just going to travel along the backs of these stitches again, so I'm not making a big jump that we can see from the front. All right, that looks good. Let's get these 2. Oh gosh, I think we'll have just enough floss here. Alright, and then zip over a couple stitches to this end of things. Alright, that'll do. And I think we'll just go in the back of a couple of these stitches. I could have probably just jumped, but Alright, and then we just have to go travel and do that one extra, and we have plenty of floss left. That worked out perfectly. That's, again, the nice thing about the running stitch. You can estimate floss pretty easily. Probably more easily than any other stitch. Okay, let's weave in the end, and we're done with that celery. I think the two greens are kind of nice together. Okay. Last up is the text. So I don't know if we'll quite finish all of that, but we'll get close. All right, this is with the goldenrod, and I think I have to get a new piece of this. I might have some hiding here. All right, we got a piece here. All right, that's always nice. Nice, good long one too. We have another slightly shorter one that maybe if I get in a pinch and I just need like the letter Y left or something, then we can use that. Oh, thanks, Kathy. Kathy says, all your colors are beautiful. That's nice. Oh no, Luann. Luann says, well, no luck finding the needle. Hope I don't end up stepping on it. I hope so too. That's the worst. Okey-doke. Well, I'll just start with the F and go in this direction, I suppose. It's always kind of weird going backwards for text. You just kind of instinctively want to do it in a forward direction. All right, home stretch here. And I'm just doing a back stitch again. So here's a clue, I suppose. It's not really a clue, but it's something. It's a bit of information for the August block. There is barely any back stitches, which is odd for me because I do a lot of back stitches typically. But this one, next month, uses hardly any. I'm pretty stoked. Oh, Bonnie, is it your birthday? Happy birthday. It is kind of relaxing stitching text, but for the label, doing a whole big paragraph of text, that'd be a little bit much for me, I think. Thanks, Noeline. I hope you're having a nice start of your Wednesday. All of you Australians and other side of the world people are into their Wednesday. They're in the future. Oh, Colleen says letters are Least favorite. Yeah, I do have to settle into letters. Because I think, you read quickly, and I think maybe the speed at that one can like write and read is makes stitching letters feel like they take forever, I think. So there's an extra feeling of them taking a while. So I gotta just settle in and realize that that's how it is. Oh, so Kathy has a suggestion for Luann for finding the needle. If you get a magnet off your fridge, you can go over the area that you think you lost it with the magnet. That's not a bad idea. So yeah, I'll finish, I think, probably the fabric text, but we might just leave the only for tomorrow. The only will be the only thing left. So we'll stitch that up, and I think there'll still be plenty of time. We will take off the stick and stitch stabilizer and dry and press the entire piece, and I think we can prep it for the free motion quilting. Still don't quite know what I'll make out of it, but I'll have a free motion quilted something to do something with later. I might use a pretty background too, instead of just like a white, like the back side of the quilt, the backing, just in case I decide that that's going to be part of whatever and it needs to look cute versus just some white. I do have some scraps around here, so maybe we can sew together some of those. I actually still have, from the hedgehog bag, I have these scraps left. I mean, this is about the right size. I could just sew these two together. And this could be our backing fabric. That'd be kind of silly. It kind of goes with the scissors and everything again, so maybe this sewn together is the back of our quilt. I could actually maybe cut these into, I mean, they'd be rectangles, but then I could make like a 4-patch. Then it wouldn't be like make a, this here and then the green here and the orange there. Then it would be maybe not look like just two big giant pieces of fabric together. So maybe we can play with that a little bit. I've been having, I used that for the inside fabric of my hedgehog bag. When we did that stitch along for the lining of the hedgehog bag, and I have those two little pieces left. And it'd be nice to use them, so I think this would be kind of a fun way to use it. Maybe by tomorrow or by Thursday when we free motion quilt this, maybe by then I'll have an idea for what to make this in. Or, I mean, you guys gave me a lot of ideas yesterday, but like a solid, yup, that's what we're doing feeling. I think we'll do this in one more stitch. And this leg in 2 stitches. I could maybe have done 3, but we'll just do the 2. Oh, Kathy, yes, that video for the lining is available. I think I have to update. If you go into the videos area on Penguin and Fish Movies on YouTube, it will be in there. I'm sure I've labeled it. However, I don't know if it'll be on the main page. I gotta organize all our latest videos and make sure they're up there. So I'll do that this week. But yep, the hedgy lining is still available. That was a long Saturday long stitch along one. So get your fast forward ready, because I think we actually finished the stitching that day, which took a couple hours, and then the actual making the lining I think took a couple hours as well. At least I think the lining actually took an hour, if I remember correctly. So it was a long bit. So get ready to fast forward to that part. But yeah, it's there. Look for the video that's like 4 hours long. Oh man. Those Saturday, I like those Saturday, just get her done. Stitch alongs, those are fun to do every once in a while. Alright, I'm going to finish this letter C, and like I said, we'll call it a night at that. Oh, funny. Amy says I have an old bingo wand as a needle minder. Oh, that's interesting. So, a bingo wand, is that to like choose a ball for bingo? A wand with a magnet on the end? I'm curious now. I was thinking about that, Marlene, making a zipper pouch for the scissors would be really fun. I'm trying to think of a way that I can do that where the lining's built in, and maybe I just do the edge with some bias tape. It would almost look like a binding then. Like if I did two pieces. I'm just kind of thinking it through, because I would like to free motion quilt, and then that would be a way to finish the ends and sew it all together all at once. I would just have to figure out how to get a zipper in there at the same time. I'll have to think about it. Alright, you know what? I am going to just start the next stitch, and I will park the needle up top there, and I think we may actually need this tiny little bit of floss to finish it off, so I suspect this is going to get me maybe through the L, and we might need that little extra piece to do the Y. But alright, you guys, we will do that tomorrow. Again, tomorrow we will stitch, we will take off this stick and stitch stabilizer, so I'll have my buckets of water ready. It'll also take off some of these water-soluble markers. We will press it, and which will also dry it, and prep the fabric for free motion quilting, which we'll do on Thursday. All right, you guys. Okie dokie. So thank you again for joining me. Here is where we're at. It's finally coming together. I mean, really, once we covered up all that black in the handle there, I think it was feeling close at that point, I think. So I'm excited to finish this up. We'll get her done tomorrow. I'm excited. So thank you guys. And I will see you then. And make sure to comment in the Penguin and Fish Crafters group if you have any other ideas for what should go on our koala label, our koala quilt label. And then again, this bundle and pattern is available just through Friday, because then July's done like crazy. So, all right. Have a good evening, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.